The Central Bank of Nigeria has approved the participation of licensed Bureau de change operators in Nigeria's foreign exchange market, allowing each BDC to purchase up to $150,000 weekly, according to a circular issued by the Apex Bank. The directive dated February 10, 2026 was contained in the circular signed by the Director of Trade and Exchange Department, Dr. Musa Nakorji, and addressed to authorized dealers, banks, and the general public. This move is expected to narrow the gap between official and parallel market rates, which widened by over 90 naira for the first time in 3 years. In that circular, the CBN said the move was aimed at improving foreign exchange liquidity in the retail segment of the market and meeting legitimate need of end users. Let's take this further, and joining me is Dr. Paul Alaje, who's a partner senior economist, SPM Professionals. Dr. Alaje, good evening. It's good to have you on the news at 10. Very quickly, do you think we are back to the norm, looking at the CBN giving the BDCs 150,000 every week? Some say this might affect the sanity we've seen in that market in recent times.
Yeah, thank you so very much. I think the central bank has made a major move to ensure that there is supply in that market. This is because that market sent a signal of over 90 naira in terms of differentials between official rate and what is obtainable in that market. I think in the wisdom of monetary authority, they feel that why we have that so much gap in which is the widest in 3 years might be because of liquidity constraints in the market. So giving 150,000 to each licensed operator, we certainly at this initial stage send huge supply to the market. What is expected is for the gap to reduce significantly to between 30 to 50 naira in the coming period, especially from now till the end of March. In our own estimate, we think that this move may be sustainable. But the outlier or the concern, the elephant in the room, is that what happens from June. This could also be part of the central bank preparation to one of the warnings which have issued much earlier, late last year. What does that mean? Elections are coming. We know what we have experienced when pressure start going to the BDC. BDC for now claim up till this announcement, it's only working customer that gives them that gives them supply. But when central bank says it's going to provide $150,000 for each licensed BDC operator, certainly this could not supply. If demand remains the same, we expect that the cost at that market is expected to drop. But the downside to this is that this may be readily available money for those who wants to use the money for political purpose. Well, the caveat is that central bank had mentioned that such money must be given with KYC in mind, and KYC as well as the conditions or the guideline for BDC operators in Nigeria. We hope that this will be done. I understand that in the last 15 years, there have been several adjustments to BDC guidelines. In fact, one was completely abandoned and reproduced. Over time, when this is not completely managed or properly managed, we have seen this as even induced increase in demand. People saying that now they have access to USD, it's better to save their money in it. But I want to believe that central bank will do everything possible to discourage unnecessary holding of hard currency, in this case US dollars, that we don't go back to Egypt.
Indeed, but at the rates at which we are at the moment, something around 1,400, 1,400, as some would say, and in some cases, official rate is even less than 1,400. Would you say, with the moves of the Apex Bank, that our currencies are appropriately priced at this time?
Well, I noticed that because of clear import substitution that we have, also, we have seen in the trade market, that's balance of trade, we have seen improvement in output. Recently, Nigeria was rated among the top countries when it comes to volume of exports, which is quite commendable. So when you put all of this together, they are perhaps responsible for what we have seen in the currency market, where Naira has improved sporadically from 1,500 to about 1,340. and it has been there 1,400 for the longer period. So there is relative stability, but we have to have cautious optimism so that we don't see that. Now, one of the ways international market measure Nigeria real rate is what is happening to the parallel market. We do not need to deceive ourselves. We are on managed flows, and I remain one of the key advocates for this managed flows, saying that Nigeria can never operate free floats that we started with. I am happy that we are here, and I also encourage central bank to do everything possible. With this new guideline, it means that the supply side is extended to the street, but we must be sure that we have control over the streets. If we don't, I tell you, we might just be digging another grave for ourselves as a nation.
Dr. Paul Alade, thank you so very much for your time. Really appreciate this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for talking to us.